good, y'all? So in this video, I'm gonna react to Fantastic Hip Hop. So apparently, Drake dissed or sent shots Kendrick's way after this video came out or something. I'm not really sure what's going on, to be honest. So he gonna explain it. Let's get
All
into it.
eyes were on Kendrick Lamar this weekend as he just dropped his brand new record GNX, and it has been absolutely everywhere. As this record is, of course, the first new Kendrick Lamar project since his beef with Drake. We all knew it was always going to be a rough time for Drake when this thing eventually came out, and now despite Drake having months in advance to prepare for whatever Kendrick may have been throwing out that we all knew just from the hype alone was going to shatter records and just create and solidify a moment that nobody was going to miss. Instead of Drake working in the studio, getting any sort of music ready that
You know what's crazy? Sorry for pausing so soon, but I was looking at just the Apple Music's top whatever globally, and like Kendrick's album is most of it. But I checked America, and I think all of his songs are in the first 12 spots. And then I checked Canada. Why are like 7 of his songs up there? I was just like, oh, interesting.
Sort of respect, or just having some sort of a decent moment or announcement ready to go that can try to limit the impact of this massive release from Kendrick Lamar, who over everything for Drake right now is the one guy that he is obsessed with and is still not over the absolute destruction of his career that he pulled off. In this pivotal time that if played right, while Drake is never going to change the narrative of what happened, it could have at least given him an ounce of credibility and respect back. Instead of doing anything right, Drake just decided to continue to run away from the decaying circus that is the future of his rap career, and just like he has been trying to do with all of his petty antics and posting on his social media, he just did something that is ultimately trying to create a distraction from the fact that we are almost 12 months into the year. And yet Drake has not released one genuine hit, which really is an all-time low for him. And so right now, so perfectly in character for who Drake is, what he decided to do in this time was go on stream with live streamer XQC. And after sitting on camera in real time with people all over the world tuned in waiting to see what version of himself Drake is even going to be projecting at this point in time, somehow, even after months to just think about how to move forward from this beat and try to adapt some sort of a comeback strategy, Drake has shown that he is just falling further and further into shambles, because instead of joining this stream like a normal person would, and just having fun with the creator you're sitting next to, and the chat that wants to talk to you, and with this community interaction showing off who you really are as a person, like pretty much every rapper has done when they appear alongside someone like Kai Cenat, for example, Drake maybe did one of the most humiliating live streams of all time.
What did he do?
Seriously, everything that could have went wrong in something like this did. Now, before we look into how this moment was just a sheer and utter disaster for Drake, and how still Kendrick Lamar, without even trying, is destroying Drake's career, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And so now with this hysterically embarrassing moment from Drake with seemingly every move he made on this stream, he just kept reminding everyone of all the beef he has been involved in, and as a result, all of the embarrassment and losses he has taken. And this is because from Kendrick Lamar to other artists he has been at odds with in some capacity, he just never stopped yapping about all the other people in the music industry that he doesn't like. And he just did this in the most pathetic way you would ever think a rapper of his stature would. Because in of itself, a hip-hop artist in this time where his back is against the wall and his rivals like Kendrick Lamar are doing all-time great things. Seeing somebody who has called themselves the best MC ever just sit in a chair on a stream instead of trying to find ways to save his image through his bars is just the most anti-hip-hop thing we have ever seen. And when it comes to just being anti-hip-hop, because this really is what Drake is at this point in terms of what he is representing, and as he has even said on stream, how he is directly going against the entirety of the genre by saying things like hip-hop is in a weird place right now. Which even with saying that, it really just seems like a way for him to cope about the fact that Kendrick Lamar pretty much banished him from
hip-hop is in a weird place. If anything, I don't know, all this whole situation is making people actually rap. You know what I'm saying? I think it's in a great place, personally. It was in a weird place at a point, but I feel like there's multiple people really putting in that work, trying to make their best work.
Just alienating himself from everything that's related to hip-hop. In a way, it's really sad that the most notable moments we have seen from Drake in months are coming from what he is saying, as he is half paying attention sitting down in a chair with no interest in what's going on, both with the streamer he is sitting next to and with the chat who wants to speak to him whatsoever. And again, while Kendrick Lamar dropped this album that is breaking streaming records and is setting new heights for what a concise and meaningfully crafted body of work can do in the streaming era, all Drake is doing here is trying to poke and taunt Kendrick Lamar with his pathetic and meaningless phrases. And he came at Kendrick directly on the stream when he said, "You need facts to take me out, fairy tales won't do it." And I mean, the way that Drake is still saying this, as he is literally being a spectator on the side of everything else that's happening in hip-hop, is ironic. And again, with these words, we see Drake here using this same old narrative that claims that Kendrick defeated him based on lies and deception. And I mean, if you just have any sort of critical thinking skill.
Hold on, I'm gonna play the 2 clips that say basically Drake throwing shots at Kendrick Lamar while on stream.
I should give a little intro, like, I'm Drake, this is XQC, real streaming legend. Me, I do music, in case you didn't know. I'm here, as you can see, fully intact, mind, body, and soul, in case you were wondering. right?
Mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. You need facts to take me out. Fairy tales won't do it. Cheers.
Oh God! What? Oh God! He. You know what? You know what? Says XQC guesses Drake's music and fails. Let's see.
Okay, it's a Drake track.
It's a Drake diss.
No.
We know what it is.
No. It's not a diss. And it's on Scorpion. What's that?
Yeah, he's never heard that album.
Well, we're off to a horrible start. Okay. Wait, is that an album name?
Yeah, it's my name. It's my album.
Okay, because album names, I'm not a name guy. Okay, whatever. It's a song. So it's an older, right? Because it's an older album.
Yeah.
Oh, too easy. What color is the album? Scorpion. What color is it?
Black and gray. Yeah, black
and gray. Man, I'm gonna make a fool of myself. It's headlines. Jade.
Close.
But that's on Scorpion though. Yes. No. It's
okay.
No, it's not. But it's okay. Sorry.
Who watched the stream and how did it go? Because that looked a hot mess. I'm not gonna lie.
Rap beefs, not everything said is 100% true. All of Kendrick's disses were rooted in a reality and truth that we have all seen from Drake with our very own eyes, which is why they stuck and made such an impact against him in the first place. So with Drake still not understanding the fundamental rules of rap beef, and just having no major successful moments to dispute the idea that his career hasn't been in shambles ever since the beef. At the point we are at, Drake just sounds like he is complaining for the sake of it, and to try to victimize himself and make his fans—
I wonder why Drake didn't go on Kai's stream. Out of all people, like, why XQC? No shade, but I just, maybe he's going for a different audience or something. Or maybe him and Kai, I don't fucking know, bro.
Had empathy for him, which again just goes back to Kendrick's sentiment of him being a master manipulator, as he is just ignoring any semblance of logic or truth when he makes these claims. And now when it comes to trying to diss and get back at Kendrick Lamar here, Drake didn't stop with his awful one-liner, as he also announced that he is going to be touring Australia in 2025. Which is a big announcement on his end, as it is showing us that he is going to be trying to come back outside and not post on social media or do weird events like these, and is actually going to be doing something for his music career, which I guess is a step in the right direction. With this entire move, all Drake is trying to do here is really diss Kendrick Lamar, as he is starting this tour on February 9th, which he was so excited to announce. And now what's significant about this date is that this is the same day as the Super Bowl halftime show, where Kendrick Lamar is of course going to be playing the biggest event in all of music. And I mean, if this was supposed to be a diss or something to try and send a message to Kendrick Lamar—
Now, he would be so upset if his show didn't sell out. Do you know what I'm saying? This is never going to end. They will be for all eternity. I remember watching some, like, music reactor, and he was saying, it was Screwface John, and he was saying that he thinks maybe, like, I don't know if it was him, actually. I don't know. If it was him, it was somebody I watch on a regular basis that said, I think that eventually they can make up. And I'm like, absolutely. This is forever. This is done. There's nothing there. Okay? Maybe J. Cole and each side could make up. But just those two? Fuck no. I don't see it. Maybe because Jay-Z and Nas did it. But where it's at right now, I feel like it's Ja Rule 50. To be honest.
Announcing that you're running away from the country that Kendrick told you to get out of. During one of the lamest live streams that has been talked about all year, it was about the most pathetic thing he could have done. And when you compare Kendrick's cinematic announcement trailer to Drake just babbling on this stream, where he sounds like he's not just confused, bored, and really like he doesn't want to be here at all, but it's also just so clear that he's only even doing this tour in the first place to get back at Kendrick Lamar, as opposed to actually wanting to continue his journey as a rapper and artist forward. Overall, and there is no other way to say this, but this is the lamest announcement that Drake could have made when it comes to announcing his return to either getting back on the stage or in the booth. And now continuing in this run of just announcing things that have absolutely no hype to them. Drake also tried to take the spotlight away from Kendrick Lamar by saying that his collab album with Party Next Door is 75% complete, which honestly now with this new Kendrick album being released and it having such a strong impact already, I mean, between what we are seeing from Kendrick and then just seeing Drake talk about this album, where despite him saying that it's going to be great and that it's almost done, when you hear the tone of his voice and hear his mannerisms, he just sounds so unenthusiastic about it. Again with this, somehow Drake is even making the announcement of a whole new project, which is something that everyone wants to see from him in this time sounds so lame. And now as the stream went on, Drake just continued to set new lows on how pathetic of a person he can be, as whether he was sounding more engaged by yelling at the people giving him flack in the chat as opposed to anything else he said or did while being on the stream, which again just highlights how bitter this man is in his very nature. So then when XQC played The Weeknd and Drake said you've got to switch the song We're Real Sixers, or when he laughed when Metro Boomin's Trance was played, or when he called out Steve Lacy on the stream in this weird and vague way.
The fuck Steve Lacy do? Oh, he was at the pop out. Whatever. Don't talk about Steve. Don't talk about Weeknd. Don't talk about Kendrick. Don't talk about Lamar. Calm it down. Don't talk about none of them. SZA, None of them.
Opposed to being intimidated. Altogether, all these moments from Drake just show us that he is
Because he's not scary. He's no one is scared of that man. What? He's literally, bro.
lost. And due to the way everything has transpired for him, instead of trying to do anything good for his career, he is just wallowing in all of the negativity that has been built up inside of him and letting it make him just make this more petty and really in a lot of ways sad version of a man that we
Kendrick Lamar's reaction to the crash out Drake had on this stream, which really just shows how Kendrick is.
Wait, I can't see this. Bing bong. Where'd that go? And turn blood. Is that a curse word? What? Why is it? Whatever. To a streamer on Phillies. Laughing face. That's a dang shame. He tripping. Don't want no smoke. Philly gang.
between him and Kendrick. It's just so strange that Kendrick was able to take his disdain for Drake and utilize it to kick off one of the greatest runs in hip-hop history. Meanwhile, with Drake, he hasn't done anything good for his career since this beef, and he has just been letting his bitterness for Kendrick taint his career in terms of the success and quality of everything he is putting out. And I mean, even beyond the art, overall, Drake's image is just an absolute joke because of this. As now, the only version of Drake we have seen in the past few months is the exact same person that Kendrick Lamar portrayed him out to be in terms of the fact that he just can't grow up and do things like the rest of us would. And I mean, while this is just such odd behavior, especially from somebody who is in a profession like rapping, where you are supposed to be a resilient and inspiring personality, I guess in a way we shouldn't be surprised by how sour of a place Drake is in and how different he is moving than Kendrick. Because at the core of what these artists represent, this is what separates both of them as rappers in every sense of the word, from the music they create to their respect for the craft. And the difference has never been more visible than right now, because as Kendrick has told us, when he is lost, he continues to search in himself until he can find where to go. Meanwhile, with Drake, he is just really having a public temper tantrum for all of us to see. And
Jesus,
it is spanning
and
across
I mean,
an almost
it's
entire...
so sad because he's grown as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the, I don't know. I feel like obviously they're throwing shots back and forth, okay? I just feel like in the way that they are, like Drake putting on the same outfit as Kendrick, like, what the fuck? Like, and saying you at your son's soccer game or something, like, it's just like, what the fuck was that supposed to do? Or posting blue shoes on after you banned Schoolboy Q from coming to camp, like, what the fuck are, like, what's up, bro? Like, that's not effective. I don't think. I think it's just loserish, like a freaking teenage girl, a mean girl. Kendrick will actually, like, put it in music, put it in, like, the announcement for Super Bowl, he threw a little shot. Like, something that actually means something. He's not just living on the internet and then being petty but then blocking out your comments. Like, I don't know.
Seen him in, I think we really just saw the worst of it to this point, as we just witnessed a version of Drake that, over everything, has absolutely nothing positive to offer to hip-hop. But what's crazy is that as Drake keeps doing more and more ridiculous stunts and keeps getting more bitter as his rivals find more success, which with the events that someone like Kendrick Lamar has lined up, this is definitely going to be something we will see. I won't be surprised when he finds yet another way to show that he is having one of the greatest downfalls, not just in hip-hop, but really in the history of music. And so now,
I guess we'll just have to see when he releases an album and how it does and what's the quality of the music. One thing that I feel like people are getting stuck on is numbers. I think numbers are cool or whatever, you know, but I think when the quality of music is asked, like, what does the numbers mean? That's just me. So I guess we'll see, you know. I think the numbers reflects the public's perception or interest in you, if you didn't fake them, obviously. But other than that, if the music is actual trash, doggy booty, like, why do we care if it's number one and it's actually the most worst thing I've ever heard in my life? But I guess we'll see. I guess maybe this album will be crazy. Him doing the Super Bowl, his tour date on the Super Bowl. Do people in Australia watch the Super Bowl? Like, what the fuck was the significant? Whatever. I don't care. Maybe he was like, I need to be busy that day so I don't have to hear anything about him. Whatever, though. But yeah, this is going to be beef forever. Anyways, y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I'll see y'all in the next one.